So for small businesses who are in a rapid growth posture or want to grow rapidly, it is incredibly important to design a scalable structure so you can easily add corporate personnel or support personnel as your contracts come in. If you do not have your structure set up to where you can take component pieces of parts and assign them to new personnel, then it is going to be more difficult for the current personnel to handle a large contract win or handle a large influx of new people to support those contracts. So we took bits and pieces from best practices all across the enterprise. The most important aspect that we pulled from was the military. Our founder and CEO, Mr. Vernon Green, has more than 20 years in the Army. And what better way to look in designing your scalable structure than an organization that's been around for more than 300 years. So what we did was we took their S1, S2, or G1 or J1, but their 1, 2, 3, 4 structure, and implemented it here at GCubed. And we outlined all of our functional areas to align with the areas that you see regularly in the military. Additionally, we looked at their directive and instruction process and created our own policy and standard operating procedure process. And we were able to utilize the forms and the designs and the processes and procedures that they already have established that are well tested, tried and true, and quite frankly would be recognizable to any veterans that we bring into the company. So it works out really well for us. Then we layered in our other processes from industry best practices. Our SOP template is comes directly from our ISO 9001 certification. So we utilize their template that is, an industry best practice, also has been tested and validated, and that became our template for all of our SOPs. If you're looking at our software development lifecycle, standard operating procedures, that is pulled directly from our CMMI certification process. So they provided us templates that are industry best practices as well. So between the military and industry best practices like 9001 and CMMI, we were able to put together a structure that allows us to grow and expand rapidly and easily. Well, the first thing that I would say is develop your structure and design your vision for your organizational structure now. Even if you're a company of 1 or 2 and you're going to wear all the hats, understand how you are going to set up your functional areas and what you're going to need from a human resources professional or a finance professional or a legal professional. Understand all the different elements that go into the company that you want to be, not the company that you are, and build that structure now while you're small. If you start putting and writing all of those standard operating procedures and policies and processes, now it makes it a lot easier when you bring somebody into your organization, because you're bringing somebody into your organization with the understanding of here are the expectations, here is how we're going to operate, and most importantly, if those processes and procedures align with the industry certifications such as ISO or CMMI or CMMC, then you already hit the ground running to get those certifications easily and cost effectively. The second thing I would recommend is don't sit there with a blank piece of paper. Go to organizations and Google search on industry best practices. Go to the ISO organizational website, go to the CMMI organizational website, or ask other organizations such as GCubed if they have templates of policies and processes that you can utilize for your own organization. We here at GCubed encourage companies to come to us and ask us for templates and advice on how to develop these organizational processes so you don't have to struggle what we have struggled through. And finally, the military has all of their forms online, and you can just Google search, and if you don't understand or you don't have a vision for establishing how your forms are going to be created, believe it or not, the military has it online. And so I highly recommend A, design your structure now while you are small, and so when you bring people into your organization, you have established processes and procedures and expectations. And number two, don't start from a blank piece of paper. There are way too many resources out there for you to copy and utilize for your own organization.